Hi all, this is VC from VC's Academy. In today's class, we will discuss about agricultural implements from the topic crop production and management of class 8. What are agricultural implements? Before sowing seeds, we need some apparatus or machinery in the agriculture. These apparatus or instruments are called as agricultural implements. In my previous class, I have discussed about leveling of the soil and breaking the soil or loosening the soil. And what happens there? The soil, when loosened using plow or hoe and all, it becomes clumps or crubs. This is necessary to break the soil clumps to get better yield. So what is necessary to get a better yield? It is necessary to break the soil clumps so that we will get good yield or a better yield. And how this is done? This is done by using various tools or with the help of various tools. And if you consider the tools, there are three major tools or main tools which are used for this purpose. They are plow, hoe and cultivator. What are they? Plow, hoe and cultivator. So before sowing seeds, what we have to do? Before sowing the seeds, we must break the soil clumps. Why we have to break the soil clumps? We have to break the soil clumps so that we will get a better yield. So how this breaking of soil is done? This breaking of soil is done with the help of various tools. And what are the tools we are mentioning here or which are considered as the main tools here are plow, hoe and cultivator. Coming to plow, what is a plow? This tool is being used since ancient times for tilling the soil and adding the fertilizers to the crop, and as well as removing the weeds and turning the soil also. So what are the things are being done by plow? As plow is being used by the ancient time for various activities like tilling the soil, adding fertilizers to the crop, removing weeds and turning the soil, like dry soil to get loosened and turn it. With the help of plow we can do it. And tilling the soil also done by plow. And if you want to add fertilizers, we can add fertilizers with the help of plow. And we can remove the weeds as well with the help of plow. And how plow is being made? Plow is made with the help of wood and is drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals. Generally, when we go to the agriculture field, we see bulls to which the plow is attached, and these bulls move and the plow also will do the work. It contains a strong triangular iron strip called plowshare. So what it contains? The plow contains strong triangular iron strip called plowshare. The main part of the plow is a long log of wood which is called a plow shaft. What is the main part of the plow? The main part of the plow is a long log of wood which is called as a plow shaft, and there is a handle at one end of the shaft. So what is at one end of the shaft? At one end of the shaft there is a handle to hold the plow. The other end of the plow is attached to a beam which is placed on the bull's neck. And to the other end of the plow, what is attached? It is attached to a beam which is placed on the bull's neck. The indigenous wooden plow is increasingly being replaced by iron plow nowadays. From good olden days, we use wooden plow. Now it is being replaced by iron plow. Once go through all this, Plough is being used since ancient times. It is used for tilling the soil, adding the fertilizers, crop, removing the weeds and turning the soil. And this plough is made up of a strong triangular iron strip called plowshare, and the main part of the plough is called plough shaft. There is a handle at one end of the shaft, and the other end of the shaft plough is attached to a beam which is placed to the bull's neck. And nowadays wooden plough is being replaced by iron plough. Coming to hoe. Hoe is a simple tool which is used for removing weeds and loosening the soil. If you observe carefully, it is a very simple tool which is used for removing weeds and loosening the soil. With the help of hoe, we can remove weeds as well as we can loosen the soil. And it has a long log of wood or iron. What hoe contains? It contains a long log rod of wood or iron. A strong, broad and bent plate of iron is fixed to one of its end and works like a blade. To one of its end, a strong, broad and blunt plate of iron is fixed. Why this plate is fixed? This is fixed so that it can work like a blade to remove the weed or loosen the soil. And this hoe is being pulled by animals. So what is being pulled? Hoe is being pulled by animals. Coming to cultivator. What is a cultivator? Nowadays ploughing is done by tractor driven cultivator. So if you observe, we can see the structure similar to plough. These are attached to the tractor. And what is the benefit of using cultivator which is tractor driven than using a hoe or a plough? The use of cultivator saves labor and time. Because of this, we can reduce the time of work and the labor also. That is the main benefit of cultivator. So once again, what is a hoe? Hoe is a simple tool which is used for removing the weeds and loosening the soil. And how it looks like? It looks like a long rod of wood or iron. To one of its end, iron plate, a broad one is being attached which acts like a blade for cutting the weeds or removing the weeds and loosening the soil as well. It is being pulled by animals. Coming to cultivator. What is cultivator? Ploughing which is done by tractor driven structures is called as cultivator. With the help of cultivator, we can save labor as well as time also.